Yeah, I'm getting really sick of this weather. It's cold, it's windy, it's wet, it's raining, it's snowing, grey skies of doom there behind me. I've just about had enough of this. I wish I could have some sunshine. So it's 3 o'clock in the morning and it's cold, wet and raining, and I'm on a bus heading to Dublin Airport. I'm in Dublin Airport heading for the departure gate. Sunshine like this, here, in the wonderful island of Lanzarote. Hola a todos, bienvenidos a la isla de Lanzarote en las Canarias, España. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode, which is not any boat building going on in this episode. This is about me getting away from Ireland and miserable weather and heading here to see the beautiful island of Lanzarote. I hope to show you around some of the things that I get to see for the first time here, and hope it's something interesting for you too. Here farming is taking place in what is an ancient volcanic crater. It's hard to grasp the overall scale, but just take a look at the 3-story house in the bottom of it. So the place I stayed in Mangiarotti is my parents' house. My father lives there, my mother no longer lives there, and my father is 81 years of age, so he's really not up to doing the outside work around the house that needs to be done. So while I was there, I decided to lend a hand and try and sort out some of the things that were kind of left on long finger outside. And I've been doing a bit of work here while I've been here, repairing some walls and tidying up and pruning the garden and stuff like that. And this is a entire mosaic that my mother did all over this patio area, with all kinds of little artistic touches in it and different things. There's the poles, and there's various different animals and images in it. done a good few years ago now and it's starting to show its age a wee bit, but it's still a pretty nice piece of work. Now, according to my father, there's one day in the year here in Lanzarote where people can burn stuff in their gardens, like garden waste and timber and stuff like that. Obviously nothing that's toxic. These same rules don't seem to apply to the farmers out in the more rural areas. They seem to do what they want. And I noticed when they were burning stuff of my travels around, they build little small piles to burn rather than one big pile, which is a mistake my father made the last time he had a burn day here in Lanzarote, and he stacked everything up into a big pile and it kind of got out of control a wee bit on him. So I've done a bit of preparation, though I'm not going to be here obviously when it comes around to it. I've done a bit of prep work here in the yard and left it here so it's be simple for him to just light these fires. Right, so I've sectioned it off into little individual fires which will all burn separately with a bit of luck. And even if they kind of blend into one another, depending on the wind and stuff, they're not going to be a high enough pile that's going to get out of control, and they're far enough away from the house, there's not going to be a problem. And any other overhead obstructions, all the electricity cables and stuff are all well away from it, so I think it's about as safe as it can possibly be. So hopefully he'll get the day to do it and get rid of all this stuff. This is my my room. I'm staying in Lanzarote. That's a view. The roads here are absolutely fantastic, and considering the heat that they are in all the time, this tarmac surface, not a blemish on it. Back home, get 2 days of sunshine and nothing like this heat, and the roads are melting. So I don't know what the difference is, what they put into the roads here that's so good, but I wish they could get some of it and put it in Ireland. So I've made it to Sante, 4.5 kilometres here on foot and 4.5 kilometres back to Tinajo. So take a wee walk around here in the town and head back then. So I've made it down here to Sante, to the coast, and it's a little bit cooler down here with the sea breeze than it was walking all the way here from Tinajo. It's an amazing place. I really have to say I'm really impressed with Lanzarote so far. The climate obviously is absolutely fantastic. It's like perpetual summer, and the scenery is really impressive. It's really different from home, but it's wonderful. And a big shock is the fact that even though it looks barren, there's so much plant life growing in little gardens. There's obviously no green grass around the plant life, but there's like this volcanic gravel stuff. But it's very fertile, and you know, everyone seems to be growing some kind of produce in their back garden, and that's a really nice aspect of the island. So today I'm out taking a tour on the island of Lanzarote, the Grand Tour it's called, with our first stop in Yaiza, and hopefully it's going to be a good day. Weather of course is fantastic as it always is in Lanzarote, and we're just here for our first stop to take a bit of a photo opportunity to see what it's all about. it's all farmland and livestock out here, and it's a big contrast from the coastal areas I've seen already. Okay, so this is our next stop on the tour. This is our Golfo. Yeah, so this is what we walked out here for, the green pool, which gets its green colour from the minerals around the soil here. And it's one of the main tourist attractions here on Mangiarotti. That's crazy. Hot rocks.
Hey, get ready, up pasen, careful, cuidado, 3 segunditos para sacar la foto. 5 segundos, 3 seconds. Hey, 1, 2.
Yeah, so we're about to go camel riding across Lanzarote here. The barren wastelands of the desert, as it appears. Here's my friend. This is Pablo. Hola Pablo, ¿qué tal? He doesn't speak any English, so hopefully he's friendly. He seems to be friendly. He's only used me to scratch his nose on so far. There's another group heading out, and I guess we're next. And we're off.
Salí. Vamos, venga. Dame un poquito de arena, sale. Un poquito de arena para el Sócrates, porfa.
Well, the boat is a little bit different to a horse, but it's not too bad.
Arriaca. Arriaca.
Ándale.
Arriaca. Vamos, Zacarías, saluti.
Yes, so of course I'm leading the camel train. And I'm solo. Yeah, it's not uncomfortable, but I don't know, I'd like to cross the entire desert now. 20 minutes from going to here is probably going to be sufficient. Well, it's definitely worth doing. A lot of people are put off by the whole idea, but I think it's well worth doing. Bit of fun.
Go para arriba, Camel. Para arriba, Camel. 3.
I guess these guys know the route. This is a self-driving camel. I'd say about 4 miles an hour. And aficionados of technology will appreciate this is a self-driving camel. Eat your heart out, Elon Musk. Here's the rest of my compatriots.
Okay. Allez.
Yeah, you could be cynical about this and say, oh yeah, it's just a tourist thing. It's good fun. If you come here, definitely go and do it. It's well worth doing.
Vamos, Sócrates, tú. María. Vamos.
And this is the Tim on Fire Park, and no pasar. You can't pass in here with a vehicle or whatever. And this is the only way you can actually get in here is on these camels. You can't even walk in here. Yeah, something that's from my CV, camel train leader. Yeah, once you get used to the motion, it's quite comfortable. Especially going uphill. He's obviously dropped down into second gear. So what did you think of that? What did you think of that?
I really enjoyed it, I must say. Really enjoyed it, it was fabulous. Absolutely.
Okay, so this is my tour guide, Eric here. Top man, great tour, and if you come to Lanzarote, definitely try and make your tour with him.
Thank you. Very kind.
Thank you. So now we're here at a winery, going to do a little bit of wine tasting. It's a tough life, but somebody has to do it.
Sweet.
Fantastic. Muchas gracias. So here one of the high view points here on the island, and it's pretty spectacular. So I'm here in the caves with the luminous crabs in the water, and it's a pretty impressive sight, I have to say. Yeah, I don't know what the significance of this pool is, but it'd be pretty cool to have it in your backyard. Yeah, so that brings me to the end of the tour today. It was really well organised, everything moved like clockwork, we got to see everything, got opportunities to take photographs, to do the wine tasting, to have something to eat, and I really recommend it to anybody that comes to Mangiarotti. Well worth the €49. This is the people I took the tour with. If you're interested in taking a tour, I recommend it. So today I'm down here in Puerto Calero checking out the harbour and having a look at the boats, of course, when I'm here. It's a nice space to come here with my boat. I don't think I'd be too comfortable coming this far, and it's a bit small, but you never know, someday maybe in some other boat I might make it this far. But it's definitely a nice place to have a look. And quite some interesting boats here, from very expensive to very affordable. There's a sailing boat that's actually longer than my boat, and the cabin on it is a lot smaller, so probably see more people out here in the cockpit, alright, but the cabin is definitely cramped compared to my little one. There's another fairly basic little boat, only 30 feet. These ones look a little bit neglected. Next upgrade, I think. That'd do me nicely. Ultramare Cat. And the sad realisation is that not only could I not afford to buy a boat here, I couldn't afford to moor a boat here. In fact, I couldn't afford to stop here, it's that expensive. But it's nice to see how the other half live. Okay, so I'm going to give you a 360-degree view from the top of my parents' house here. Today's Sunday, and believe it or not, it's a little bit overcast here today, but it's still 17 degrees and it's nice weather. A little bit of a breeze, but it's pleasant to be out and about, and I'm here in Tegisi at the market. So I'm here enjoying some street food in Tegisi at the market. Burger and a can of San Miguel beer, €6. It's hard to argue with that. And the ambience and sunshine and everything else about this place is pretty magical, I have to say. Really enjoying my time here. So I'm using the local bus service to get around today, and I have to say it's very efficient, very clean, and really easy to use. Once you download the app, it's pretty simple. Just put in your location, where you want to go to, and everything else is done for you by the app. And it's pretty cheap as well. So today I'm in Arrecife, the capital city of Lanzarote, doing a bit of a walking around tour of my own. Just came in here to spend the day going around seeing the sights. I don't know where I'm actually going to, but I have one place in mind, the Castillo San Gabrielle, which is like sort of a museum fort which is on the harbour walls. So it's a bit of a nice walk out to it and check out a bit of history in there and see what else I can see. Just a general feel of the city, because this is a bit different to the rest of Lanzarote I've seen so far, which is all kind of rural. So this is a taste of the urban environment, which is a little bit different. You can see where there's sort of like industrial areas and some rougher areas in town and all that. But it's a nice eclectic mix of what Lanzarote has to offer. And sure, if you're going to go to a place, you might as well see everything it has to offer rather than just staying to the tourist areas. So let's go and see what we find. Yeah, that's a pretty nice view. So that's where I'm heading to, Castillo San Gabrielle. It's not the most impressive fortification I've ever seen, but it's pretty damn close. And the location can't be faulted. It's absolutely glorious here. Absolutely glorious. And the weather is absolutely glorious. And life is good. So I'm inside the Castillo San Gabrielle. It's a defensive structure, so it's not made for comfort. And there's a lot of history in here. It's about the boat building. There's a nice sailboat. So this is about the small war which took place in Lanzarote between Arrecife and Tegisi, the two cities. The one was the former capital, one was the current capital, and it happened in 1808. And it lasted a few days. There was 2 cannon shots and a couple of people killed. So it was a very civilized little war. Oh. Just cracked me head. Yeah, mind your head. Apparently these are cannons that were found in the bay here in Arrecife, that ships that had sunk over the years. It's a fine lump for door and a serious lock. Just for scale, there's my hand. So it's pretty big. walk out here on the breakwater, and it's lovely and sunny, and we get a bit of spray over the breakwater, which is nice too. It's pretty windy out here, but that's quite a long walk. It's definitely worth the effort to walk out here. It's spectacular. I think I could fit my boat in here somewhere. So that's a very similar boat to my little boat. Tabernacle mast as well. Drop down tiller. A little motor on the back. So I'm out here in the wilds of Lanzarote. Did a bit of walk around the coast and heading down to Playa Blanca to check out the harbour there. So I really got used to this place, and I'll be very sad to leave it. It's absolutely wonderful. And sitting here on my chair, looking out over the boring fields at Marina Rubicon and Playa Blanca, I think I know a better place to be honest with you. It's fantastic. It really is. Well, that's certainly how the other half live. That's a serious catamaran. And it's not the only one here in Marina Rubicon. Seeing all these fantastic boats here. I don't know whether I feel happier or sadder, to be honest with you. Well, there's a place called La Costa, looking down towards the sea to Sante, and across the island to the mountains in the north. Yeah, so this is my final evening in Lanzarote, heading back home to Ireland tomorrow, where I believe it's snow, ice and everything else of winter that I've been missing. And I can't really say I'm looking forward to going back to the weather, but your life goes on. I have to go back and, you know, try and do a few things and keep the thing going at home. So it's been fantastic, and I hope to come back again someday.